Today I want to talk about this idea of working for free and why it's never a good idea. Now you should know, when I say you should never work for free, I'm also not saying that you should stop giving back. Every business owner I know has people that they do work for and they don't charge them, and they do it because they want to give back. They want to help people who need help. And I am 1,000% for that, but I'm going to show you how to do it so that it's sustainable for your business and it actually helps the people that you are helping. So what I think you should do, what I know you should do, and what I did myself, and it changed a lot of the way that I was helping people out, is you need to set a budget, preferably at the beginning of the year, but whenever you do all of your other budgeting stuff, you need to set a budget for how much you're going to give away. How much are you going to give back? Because if you don't do that, you're going to give back too much and it's going to hurt the overall sustainability of the business, which puts in jeopardy your ability to help anybody. If you want to help more people, the best way to do that is to grow the business, and you should not shoot yourself in the foot in the meantime by just giving away stuff willy-nilly to anybody who walks in the door. And even if you think you have a great vetting process for who gets free service and who gets help and who doesn't, if you're not budgeting at the beginning of the year, you don't have a good enough process. If you do recurring work, you can go ahead and decide who is already getting the service and how much longer they're going to get it for free or at a reduced price. And you can decide how much of that budget's already allocated. And then going forward, you can set up the criteria for who gets additional budget allocation dollars for discounts or free service. This isn't as hard as it looks or sounds, and there's a very, very easy way to track it that makes it all come home. So you should always be invoicing 100% of the fair market value for your good or service. Do not discount the face value on the invoice. What you need to do is add an additional line for the discount so that the people who are getting service, who are getting help, who aren't paying market rates for it, they actually see what the market rate is and they see how much of a discount they're getting. Here's what I mean. So this is what your invoice looks like. It has the invoice, it has the date. And let's say this is for tax prep. This is what I used to do. So you have preparation of the tax returns, $1,200. And then we have our 2016 charitable budget. They're getting $600 discount off of that, bringing the final bill to $600. And notice this little asterisk here. There's something at the bottom of the invoice that says why we have a charitable budget and why you shouldn't live on it forever. That is very, very important. When you're trying to help people, you really want to help them, and part of that should be giving them a lift up or a leg up when they need it, but not letting them just stay there forever. If you want to discount somebody year after year after year, you're actually putting yourself in a different market, offering a different service at a lower price. You're underpricing, which is what we talked about in the previous video. So my personal feelings are you should do this kind of stuff on a temporary basis. And then if it's not sustainable, if this person can never afford your service, put them in touch with a service provider who can. There are always cheaper, lower cost options, or there are long-term solutions that will eventually get them to where they need to go. Again, this isn't about you making more money, it's about you actually caring for your customers. And if you're underpricing every single time and you're not telling them what's going on, you're not telling them how you want to help them, you're not telling them that this should be a temporary solution, in my opinion, you don't care for them as much as you should. The other thing that you should be mindful of is just because you're discounting the service, if you're not putting it on an invoice, if you're not having an active conversation with them about how much you're discounting and how much this would cost out in the real world, they have no idea. And they are valuing your service at exactly what you're charging, and they think that they are getting their money's worth. I've seen this bite me in the rear end more times than not when I didn't communicate the actual value of the service. They just assumed it was worth what I was charging, which was half of what I could get from the rest of the world. So come up with a process to budget your charitable work. It will not only work out better for you and your clients, but it allows the people who work with you to really get behind it and understand what you're doing, keep track of it, and grow it over the long term. See you guys tomorrow. and you're not getting anything back in return. That's not right either.